the book of Enoch. I send out my love to all you beautiful born again TIs or any born again believers who are suffering in any way. To me, the book of Enoch is a book, and you should check this out. I'm not claiming to be an expert, okay? These are things I've heard from the brief studies I've done. The book of Enoch, it is not the inspired word of God. It is a book that briefly was considered a part of the Old Testament but was removed. I suspect, well, the reason it was, I believe, briefly considered part of the Old Testament by the Hebrews, by the Israelites, it was only because it had good moral stories in it. It's kind of like people began to believe in the fantastical aspects of it. Stuff that's not the Word of God, that's not spiritually sound, and they took it out. Imagine if I do a parable, give you a parable, or if I give you a moral story about dragons and how children should obey their parents by not getting caught up with these dragons. And you don't draw from that parable, okay, if children have decent, loving parents, they should obey them. You start getting all into dragons, and this is what dragons do, and this is how you can meet a dragon, and that's sort of what happened with the book of Enoch. So it was removed, and it remains a part of ancient Hebrew texts that, for moral stories, are commonly read amongst some Jewish folk, but it's not the inspired word of God. My heart goes out to all born again beautiful TIs or believers who are suffering and they're looking for answers, and they've decided that the word of God, the inspired word of God, the 66 books of the Bible, that's not enough. So they've got to go to the book of Enoch and the apocryphal texts, which are not included in the Bible, for a reason. They're not in there for a reason. And instead, they could just be paying their tithes and offerings. The only time, Malachi chapter 3, the only time you can test God is by paying your tithes and offerings. Make sure they go to the poor. Okay, to the homeless is the easiest, but it can be to fatherless children, foster children. Find agencies you trust. Learn, grow. If you're taking advantage of, give elsewhere. Make it a part of your habit. But too many TIs, they won't do that. They do not trust in God enough to test him. And if you would test him, you will see miracles. For those TIs who want to tell me, oh, you're bragging about paying your tithes and offerings, they only say that because they know that they are sinning by not paying theirs. When I bring this up with people who pay their tithes and offerings, the first thing they start telling me is, oh, so do I. And they start talking about miracles. I want you to start talking about miracles. That's why I bring this up, beautiful born-again TIs. Not because I want you to unsubscribe. I want you to subscribe. I want you to watch my videos and like and subscribe and share and comment. Please help my humble channel grow. But it's so you can be blessed, okay? It's so you can be blessed. I send out my love to all you beautiful born-again TIs and anybody who wants to grow in the Lord in your struggles. You can be content no matter what you are going through.